I'm Stephen Dudley for InSight Crime in Washington, D.C. One of the common refrains you hear in Central America is that the United States exported the gang problem to these countries. The two most prominent gangs in the Northern Triangle countries of El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras are in fact U.S. exports. The Mara Salvatrucha, or MS-13, and the Barrio 18, or 18th Street gangs, were born on the streets of Los Angeles. They were once allies, part of a vast network of gangs called the Sureños. But a tiff between these two in the early 1990s has dragged into a 20-year war that has spread over at least 4 countries and cost thousands their lives. The spread of these gangs into Central America came after the United States passed immigration reform in 1996, which expanded the categories for which immigrants could be deported. Between 2001 and 2010, the United States deported close to 130,000 convicted criminals to Central America, over 90% of whom were sent to the Northern Triangle. Honduras alone received 44,000 criminal deportees during that period of time, the same as the entire Caribbean. The gangs proliferated during that period, and by some counts now number as many as 75,000 members in those 3 nations. They make most of their money by extortion and selling drugs in the local market, but some gang members also work with more sophisticated groups as part of their human smuggling rings. They are also extremely violent and have made the Northern Triangle one of the most violent places on earth. It is easy to blame the United States for these problems, but it is, of course, a much more complex issue. The gangs found fertile ground in Central America to thrive. What's more, there is no empirical evidence to prove that the deportations led directly to this proliferation of gangs. This is part of the problem. For years, U.S. authorities did not share information about the criminal deportees with their counterparts. It is therefore impossible to show empirically that these deportees were responsible for establishing the gangs. Central American officials, academics, journalists, and gang watchers laugh at that argument. They say the evidence is in the way these gangs dress, their internal language, their internal code of conduct, their modus operandi, and of course their names. When you add it up, they say, it says but one thing: the U.S. exported these gangs south. For InSight Crime, I'm Stephen Dudley in Washington, D.C.